Okay, so if you haven't seen any of my recent videos, I'm basically running through all my favorite anime from the winter 2022-2023 season. This season has been really solid, and we've already ran through a couple of my favorites like Buddy Daddies and Trigun Stampede. Today we're going to be talking about another one, Spy Classroom. I actually really enjoyed this anime. It had a really unique concept and actually gave characters individual time to get shine, which is always a plus if the character's interesting, of course. Today we're going to be sneaking into the anime Spy Classroom, but before we get into it, as always, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button. It helps me a lot. It helps me reach new people all the time. I'm going for partners soon, so I'll really appreciate the support. Now, first things first, you know how we do it. We're going to start with the story. The story of this anime is pretty cool. The story follows this cool ass spy from this prestigious spy group named Inferno, named Klaus. He's from this group called Inferno that went on this impossible mission, but unfortunately the rest of his team died. He's challenged by his teacher to become the best spy in the world, the strongest spy in the world, and he accepts. Klaus assembles this team full of bottom of the barrel washout female spies called Lamplight. This team consists of 8 members. There's Lily, Greta, Thea, Sibila, Monica, Annette, Erna, and Sarah. Each member has their own reasons to be a spy, and they all have vastly different personalities, and they all have their own unique skills and add to the team. Klaus wants to train them to take them on this impossible mission without having any casualties. And impossible missions are missions where there's a 90% chance that it was going to fail, and the mortality rate is going to be very high. But there's one issue with this. Klaus is actually a pretty shitty teacher. He's bad at explaining things, so he finds an alternate way to teach him, which is having them team up on him and then attacking him and making him surrender. I know that there's a similar situation going on in the Assassination Classroom, but I haven't seen it, so it is what it is. So I'm not really gonna draw comparisons. It's a pretty cool concept, and this really helps us see how raw Klaus actually is as a spy. They eventually go on this impossible mission, and Klaus actually finds out that the reason that everyone in Inferno died was because his master Guido betrayed him and betrayed the team and got them all killed. So they end up fighting him, winning, and then Guido got killed by a sniper, and they still don't know who did it to this day. After the mission, the girls decide to stay in Lamplight to keep improving and keep doing missions. The cool thing that Spy Classroom does with his story is how they give attention to his characters while going through his like regular regimen type shit. The way that some episodes are structured throughout the season, it's a setup. So it was a setup so the episode would be for like a specific team member. They either lead the attack on Klaus or they go on a mission with Klaus, or both. I really like this approach because we really get a deep look into each character. They all gonna eventually have an episode where they get shine. And they even have an episode for developing Klaus, since he was taking on missions by himself for so long. He haven't given himself a rest day in over a year. I think he said in the anime that the last day he took off was like 465 days ago or some crazy shit like that. And he even gets to the point where he actually depends on his team eventually. The next impossible mission after this is them taking on this politic killer named Corpse. This little arc was really fire, and the storytelling was like shockingly good. Like, it was kind of uncharacteristic for the show because the show set a completely different tone to start off, and the storytelling in this was phenomenal. I have no idea where this came from, but I'm glad they did it. The story approach is really cool. They put their character development in the forefront while they work towards being the best spies they can. Like, so we learn about them while we watch them train at the same time. It's really cool. Now, let's move on to the characters and character interactions. Like I said, they show every member of Lamplight lives and they give them all time to shine. So we're gonna go through a few of the members because they haven't did everyone yet. Lily is really cool. She's the leader of Lamplight. She's a super animated, super energetic member of the group, and she can definitely be slow at sometimes, but at all times she's gonna be unapologetically herself, and she's self-aware as well. As far as her motive, she just want to help people because the spy helped her. She's really good with poison. During this war, the Empire was testing a weapon, and they released deadly poisonous gas on her village that killed her parents and almost killed her. But in the end of it, made her completely immune to poison altogether. She works pretty hard to carefully craft poison that paralyze people. A funny thing is, her ass be snitching to Klaus a lot, or her team be coming up with plans. Klaus be by her as like Italian beast or something on the side, because they know what she be ratting her team out like that. It's just crazy. Sibila is cool too. I really like her backstory and motives a lot. She's really like the tough and / violent one of the group, and she prefers fighting niggas. Like, that's just her character. She's not like the brainless brawler type though. She actually has a soft side and is surprisingly understanding depending on the context. She was the daughter of a leader of a huge crime organization and was forced to help out until she turned her father in. She grew up in the orphanage after that and even donated her first paycheck to the orphanage that she grew up in. She's a really good fighter and an expert pickpocket. I really like her character a lot. She's very cool. I like Erna too. She's the most quiet and least talkative member of Lamplight by far. Her lack of communication isn't due to her having a dislike for human beings as a whole. She just has a lot of fear and anxiety. She has terrible luck. That's her power. But she has terrible luck to the point where it's so constant to the point that she can weaponize it. Her parents, brother and sister, died to a fire when she was young, and she kind of made herself an outcast because she's taking full responsibility of it. She actually feels guilty that she survived it, which is a sad thing. She really blames herself for a lot of stuff that's not in her control, but since joining Lamplight, she's grown to become a little more social, and since she's learned how to show a little bit more mercy to herself. I really like her character too. Her character and her backstory is actually really good and interesting. Greta is who they really put focus on in that last arc. She's a really good character. Her character has way more depth than I expected. I thought she was like more in the background, more quiet. So she grew up as a daughter of a politician, and she actually had this birthmark on her face that doesn't get revealed till later. And it's really beautiful how they incorporated her real face into the end of the mission. That was goated. Like that story right there is goated right there. Her father used to call her ugly all the time, tell her that she will never be loved, and basically forced her to enroll into a spy academy and abandon her altogether. Klaus actually seen her real face and called her beautiful, and since she loved Klaus, she finally decided to stop wearing the mask for good. She's an expert at quick thinking. She can come up with phenomenal ass plans in less than like 5 seconds, and she's super smart. Her character is amazing. They wrote her phenomenally. I really love what they did with her in that last arc. And Klaus, come on, Klaus is that nigga, gang. He's the best spy in the world. That shit is not just the title, gang. He's the real deal. He's always one step ahead of everyone. It always seems like up until recently, he just doesn't make mistakes. And he only really makes mistakes because he's tired. Remember how I was explaining all the members' backstories? They all came from a troubled past, right? Klaus is the GOAT of looking at the positive things about them and reassuring them. He constantly reminds them of how valuable of an asset they are to the team. He acknowledges all of their strengths and makes sure that they all feel like a valued member. He doesn't show any kind of favoritism towards any of the members. My favorite thing about Klaus is how cold this nigga is and how funny this nigga is. He got this line that he say whenever they got him cornered. He was like, I understand where you coming from, but I have a question. How long am I supposed to keep up playing this game? And that line is funny every time. That shit gets me every single time. Klaus is really one of the coolest anime characters I've seen in a while, and I really love what they did with his character. The rest of the team is cool and well written. I just don't want to make the video too long, and plus like they haven't even like given the backstory treatment to everyone yet. So let's move on to looks, presentation, and music. I mean, the show looks good. The fight sequences are very well done. The choreography is really great. The fights pretty much always keep my attention, so there's really no complaints over here with how the show looks. There's a standard that most anime should reach nowadays, and this show is definitely up to par. And I can see this show having the potential to like be above it. So this show already looks good. Like this show definitely can look better, but it already looks really good. So there's no complaints over here. The music isn't super memorable. I think it's because I wasn't really paying attention too much to it because I'm so dead set on the story and the story writing, but the music tracks aren't bad, but they're just not nothing that like specifically stand out to me. That could change on rewatches and stuff. That can definitely change. I'm not gonna lie, I thought this anime was just gonna be like decent at best. I thought this was gonna be a quick little time waster that I really wasn't gonna make a video on it, but shit, look at me now. It started off a bit slower because we had to meet everyone and get acquainted with the team, but my nigga, these niggas got something special in this story writing department. That last little arc was done a little too well, and now I want more. Like, that shit was just written way too impressively. I really hope a second season for this gets confirmed soon, because they really showed some shit at the end of that first season. Watch this, man. It's really good. The end of the season 1 was amazing, and I think that a lot of people would appreciate it. Season 1 was too good for this show to stop now. But as always, man, that's all for me. As always, have a great day. Peace. And montage time.
Anyもスパイなのに。
どうやら彼女で最後みたいだけど。
またこんな感じのやつか。 みんなで力を合わせて任務を成功させるぞ。ありがとう。おう、
転換が目的ですよ。
気分屋だなお前。この不可能任務には僕ら灯火だけではなく、過去に一度別のチームが挑んでいる。
行きますよ私は。